Hello everybody, this is Brian Pittman for Caterpillar Incorporated, and I'm on location. We're out in the field today at one of our vendors that makes I would say most of our abrasives, and I know you cat dealers out there that buy from us, you'll recognize some of the labels on some of these things. We're going to talk about pretty much everything you see here. There are different types of abrasives, whether it be a grinding, whether it be, you know, something to smooth things out, a deburr. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But the first thing I wanted to talk about, and because we're not using tools today, air grinders or electrical grinders or anything like that, and so I'm not worried about my hearing protection, so I don't have any in. I do, however, have my safety glasses on because I am in a shop environment. And I also have my cat gloves if I was going to be using that type of equipment, and I also have a face shield. Okay, now the only thing that's not here that I would recommend using sometimes, especially if you're using any type of materials that you know, go out into the air, you'd want to have a respirator. Okay, that's very important. So anyway, as you know, I work for Caterpillar. I work in the tools and supplies area, and you can reach us at cattoolsandsupplies.com anytime. And you can go out there on the web, ask questions, look at products, whatever you want to do. You can do it if you have some interest, and I know most of you guys do. So let's touch on a few of these things, and we're going to talk one more time about safety before I do that. If you've got a grinder, whether it be air or electric, be sure you know what that instrument does as far as RPM, okay? None of these products will work correctly if you spin them at the wrong RPM. They just don't. They're tested, approved, they're ANSI. Everything works perfectly if you use the right RPM. If you don't, you can have not enough heat, too much tear. There's so many things that go wrong when you don't have the right RPM and the right speed on these products. So that's very important. Read on them. Let's take, for instance, these are wire brushes, which, by the way, when you're using a wire brush like this, you want everything we see here as far as safety equipment goes. And maybe even if you want a little something like maybe wear an apron or something like that, might help a little bit, because a lot of these fine ones like this, they fling off there. I mean, they break away as you're cleaning up, deburring, whatever. The other thing you want to remember also is be respectful of the people who are working around you for probably a 50-foot level distance. Put up something, because sometimes this stuff kind of slings off. So you want to be careful for them also. Now this one right here says 20,000 on it, okay? It's got your little shaft there that goes into your die grinder or whatever grinder you're using it with, and you want to make sure that you match that up. These things are really good. They come in all sorts of different sizes, small ones. You got the little bit stiffer ones like this, and then you got your big ones like this, and that is a monster, isn't it? That's probably one of the biggest ones they have, and I was looking at the RPM level on this. What is it?
6,000.
6,000. That's my expert in the background saying that. So anyway, that's a big piece of grinding metal there. So those are your wire grinders. Here's little stars here. Somebody was asking me the other day, says, you know, what do you use them stars for? Well, if you put them on a little mandrel here, you can take these and you can shove them in pipes, and you can clean the pipes out. Like, say for instance, you need to get the berries out sometimes on the inside of them for where you weld them together. You can get this back in there and clean them up. If you got rust back in there or anything, these things can just go right in there and they'll fold back. Just run them up through there, back and forth. You can clean things out. We've got all sorts of different sizes of them, as you can see there. Those are nice. Flap discs. I know a lot of you out there like the flap disc. You know, you can put this on a 4.5 or put this on a 7/4, whatever grinder, and these will clean up a lot of things pretty doggone fast. They last pretty good. You can take berries off welding, clean things up, clean rust off, things like that. This one right here is a 36 grit, and as always, they always tell you on these, this is a 13,300 RPM. If you've got some of these products and they don't have an RPM level on them, find out for sure or pitch them and get new ones, because all of them should have them on there, okay? If not, somebody's made a mistake, and you don't want the next mistake to be yours, okay? Now here's the big one right here. This one, this is a 7 by 7/8, and this is an 8600 RPM. As you can see, the smaller generally, the little bit more RPM you're going to be using. So match these up to the right product. Flap wheels work pretty good. We've got a few others here, and I was going to talk a little bit about backing pads. Backing pads, especially when we get into things like resin discs and things like that, backing pads make all the difference in the world, okay? This is what we call it's a little bit higher loop. You can't see from there, but it's about 1/8 of an inch, and it's got little spikes on it, and you just flip these things and just attach them, and they stay on there pretty good. And of course, you know, it's just a regular mandrel on there. So these things are awesome. They come in roll-lock style also. Got the little roll-lock on there, as you can see here. Love these things, these little holders. They go on fast, come off fast, easy to work with. That's the other thing. Even on these backing pad, mandrel style, it'll tell you on here, 3-inch max, RPM, 20,000. So flip them on there, put them in your drill, put them in whatever, keep it at 20,000. Oh, here's another big looper right here. This is a monster. Look at the size of that thing. And same situation. It's got the high loop on it. Catches on there real well. Okay. When we were talking about these type of roll-locks here, that's pretty beefy there. That's what you call a coarse. And then of course you got a couple here. You got the blue and you got the red, medium, and fine. So let's see, what else haven't I covered here? Here you go. These are oxide. This is aluminum oxide. It's what they call C-type. This is 36 grit. You know, it takes the type of mandrel that goes in the middle here. It's a center punch here. You put them on there. You can grind all sorts of good stuff with that. And then you got your big ones here. And it's interesting because most of these will tell you what your maximum rate is on it, okay? So, and like I said before, if you can't find it on there, my personal opinion is you chuck it, because you have no idea. These things can break, they can hurt people, especially on cutoff wheels and things like that. If you spin them the wrong way, they're going to break, they're going to fly off and hit somebody, and probably hit you too. So, but anyway, most of these products are good for cleaning up. They're good for knocking berries down in welds, getting ready to rust. These little jewels right here that I was talking about earlier, they're good for taking like gasket material off the face of like heads and off your blocks and stuff like that, and it doesn't hurt the metal. So that's something to think about. So, and like I said before, on some of these, especially when anything goes airborne, you want to make sure that you've got a good mask on, because you don't want to be breathing that stuff in your lungs. So, just to recap, wear gloves if you got them. Always wear protection on your eyes, and if you need to, get yourself one of these. These are very replaceable, and they protect your whole face. Very good idea. I've got a cap on today. I would say, you know, if you've got a cap, that'd be good. Keep your hair clean at least. And like I said before, gloves and a respirator if needed. So those are all of your safety items. And then as far as all the products you see here, match the speed of the product with the instrument or the die grinder, whether it be 4.5-inch angle grinder or a 7-inch angle grinder, any of them. Match that speed to what you're using. And always look for the information. Go out to cattoolsandsupplies.com. We tell you out there what these are, what they're good for, how they can be used, because application is very important. You apply these wrong to the wrong job, you're wasting your time, and it can be just a little bit dangerous. So anyway, just to close, my name is Brian Pittman. I work for Caterpillar. I'm in downtown Peoria, but today we're at our supplier, who, by the way, makes an absolute fabulous product for us, and we only sell the best, okay? So I got to get out of here. In the meantime, if you got any questions, cattoolsandsupplies.com, Pittman, Pittman _Brian _D at cat.com. send us a message. We'll be more than happy to talk to you. And in the meantime, I want you all to stay safe out there, okay? See you later.